Many years ago, the only way to view court records was to go there in person. I have visited a few over the years. The employees always were very nice to explain a few things about the records and their rules, and then allowed me to search the records on my own. Just remember that these people are paid to work for the county. They are not hired to research for you. I have found many wonderful records in the courthouses. Many of those records that I found and paid to make copies of are now available for free online. This video will cover some of the basics of visiting a courthouse if you still need to visit one. Remember, before going to a courthouse, always search online to see what you can find. The Handy Book for Genealogists is a book I purchased years ago. I still use it today. It often seems faster than looking online. This book covers all the states in the United States. For each state, it gives a brief history, archival locations or societies, census information, printed sources, bibliographies, a map of each county, and county information. You can learn the following from the county, such as when it was created and from what counties, and record data collection information, such as when the county began recording births, marriage, and death information. Much of this information is now available online, but it is nice to quickly grab my book to look up the information. If you find you have a great love for doing family history, this is a book you might want to consider purchasing. Okay, today I want to show you how to use Family Search Wiki. A lot of the things that you can find in the Handy Book for Genealogists can now be found on Family Search Wiki for free. So you can search here or here, doesn't matter where you put it in. I'm just going to do Williamson County, Illinois. And right here. And it brings me to Williamson County, Illinois genealogy page. At the top is the contents of what's on this page. So you can scroll down or you can click on each of these and it'll take you to those records. Right underneath of that is the records when they were, this says statewide registration for birth and death started in 1916. So you can see that Williamson County started collecting births way before the state required it. So 1879 from births, marriage 1839, death 1877, court records 1840, land records 1818, probate 1839, and census 1810. So if you had relatives there earlier than these dates, you're going to be wanting to look for land records and census records to see if you can find them. You can watch my previous videos on land records and also on vital records, these records, to explain a little bit more about how to search for those records. But we come down here and here's historical facts. And it says Williamson County is named for Williamson County, Tennessee because of the many settlers who originated from that area. So if your relatives were early settlers of Williamson County, they may have come from this place in Tennessee or surrounding counties from that area. And it was created in 1839. Okay, and it was created in February of 1839 from Franklin, and the county seat is Marion. Okay, then we have this map down here. This is really cool. I've showed this on another video on land records, on maps. But I want to open this up and show you. This is just for Illinois instead of the full United States, and it's the counties. And we can just say play. It starts in 1790, then 1795, and it's going to show you the different counties and each of the changes in those years. Now I can say stop. I don't want to watch the whole thing. Let's do 1837, and we see Williamson County is down in here from Franklin. So this is 1837, and here's 1839, and there it is. There's Williamson County right there. So this map is really cool, and if you're not sure what the abbreviation is for your county, you can look down here. So Williamson County is WSN, and that's what that is right there. Anyways, this map thing is just wonderful. Take some time to look at it. Let's go back here to Williamson County. So this is another thing that's important. Record losses. 1875, on May 30th, a fire burned the courthouse, and some records were lost or damaged. So that's important, because if you're looking for a record and you say, hey, they collected marriage records from 1839, but you can't find it, well, it might be one of those records that was burned in 1875. So you can continue to go down. Here's cemeteries. Okay, I wanted to show you court records. Okay, that's what we're talking about now. So if you want to know what Williamson County has, here's the court records right here. It says 1840 to present are available at the courthouse in Illinois. And then they have the following are abstracted records. So here's some books that have abstracted some of the records. These are court records, district court records that are found in these books. And let's click on this. Okay, so it's available as a book on the 3rd floor of the Family History Center in Salt Lake City. It has not been digitized. So that's how you can find that one. All right. History, land, and property. So here's information about the land and property. Now again, this can be found, most of these records can be found in a courthouse. And if you need to know where that is, we can open this page up, and it tells you here the address and phone number and how to get hold of them. Okay, back to here. I want to go through this pretty quickly. So other records you might find, here's the probate records. Those are going to be found in the Williamson County Courthouse. See here it says Williamson County Courthouse. It's held by the circuit court clerk, and it gives you information on that. And then vital records is another one, birth, marriage, and death records. And a lot of this information is available online, but this is where to check and find out for the county you're looking in the information of the dates of when it is and what they hold in the courthouse. And then if you need to find information about the courthouse, if you had to go visit there to see the records. All right, I hope that helps you understand Family Search Wiki. I just really like it. It's when I first looked at it many years ago, I thought, what is this? There's not much here, but it continually improves. There is a lot of information. It's a great resource, so I hope you use that. If you can't find the information you're looking for online, you might want to actually visit the courthouse and see the actual court records. The following are some suggestions of things you might want to do before going to the courthouse. You should contact the courthouse before going to make sure that they have the types of records you are looking for. Or you might want to ask them what type of records they have that you may look at. Find out if they have any of their records available online. Find out if some of those records are kept in another location besides the courthouse. And do they allow visitors to view those records? You can usually find their visiting hours online. An email or phone call might be good, as sometimes there are occasions when the visiting hours have changed. COVID-19 has caused many government facilities to strictly limit who can visit and view the records. There may be sign-ups ahead of time to limit the number of people who can come and look at the records. Just be prepared. Make sure you have the address and directions to the courthouse. You may want to find out about the parking situation near the courthouse. For rural counties, this usually isn't a problem, but when courthouses are in a large city, you will want to know where you can park and how much it will cost before going to the courthouse. If there are meters, you will want to know if you need coins for the meters. You will want to know if the courthouse has restrictions on what you can bring into the courthouse. They may or may not allow computers, cameras, or other electronic devices. They may not allow you to bring in drinking water or other liquids. You may need to go through a metal detector when you enter. You may need to wear a mask. Some courthouses require you to lock up some of your possessions when entering the courthouse. A few years ago, we went to a courthouse. If we had called ahead of time, we would have learned that we didn't need to stand in a line for all the other patrons who were there taking care of other county matters. Find out beforehand where to enter to view the records. Items you may want to bring: paper, pen and pencil, computer, phone with camera, coins for a coffee machine, magnifying glass, maps, beverages, list of what you want to look for. You might want to find places along the way that might be of interest to you in your family history that you might be able to visit. Cemeteries, property, neighborhoods. I have friends that have told me stories. One, they were standing out in front of one of their relatives' old homes looking at it, and they took a picture of it, and one of the neighborhood kids came up and asked what they were doing. When they told them that it was one of their relatives, a great-grandfather, great-grandmother, the child said, "Oh, there's somebody right down here that might have known them," and he took them to a house just a few houses away and introduced him to somebody in the neighborhood, and that person actually had known the family that lived there and was able to tell them some of his memories. So you never know when you're visiting a place what you might learn. Local historical sites. So this picture here was my great-grandfather, one of my great-grandfathers, served in the Civil War in Vicksburg, and so we were able to go, and this was a monument to his unit. If you're traveling a long distance, it's a good idea to find a place to stay before you go. Be sure to check out if there are any local events that might make it hard to find a hotel or motel to stay in. Take snacks with you, food you can prepare, or enough money to eat out. If you can't visit the courthouse, you can contact local historical societies and ask if they have volunteers or others you can pay to research the county records. There are often local people willing to look up records for you. This may be very cost-effective, as they often know how to search the records and can do so more efficiently than you can. You may also save the long-distance travel costs by hiring someone to look up the records for you. If you are going to travel to visit a courthouse, you may also want to find out if there is a local historical or genealogical society that might have collections of records that will be of interest to you. These historical societies often keep local magazines, family histories, and a multitude of other records they have found dealing with people who live in their county. Happy hunting!